In this presentation, I demonstrate how you would change the default Genero presentation styles resource file and see the result in the application being displayed by the Genero web client. Presentation styles are the first thing that you should try when trying to change the look of the user interface. Presentation styles are not GWC specific. Creating or modifying a presentation style is part of the Genero business development language. As such, the documentation on presentation styles will be found within the Genero BDL manual. To modify the default presentation styles, we edit the default.4st file installed with Genero BDL. This file will be overwritten during upgrades, so if you modify this file, it is advised that you back up your modified copy. Alternatively, you can code your application to use a custom presentation styles resource file. Again, refer to BDL documentation and training for specifics about working with presentation styles. For this demonstration, I'm going to add a style to the default.4st file that displays labels in red. First, let's look at the application as is. You can see that the labels are in black. To change this behavior, I am going to edit the default.4st file located in fgldir/lib. I'm going to add a new style definition to this file. For this demo, I've already added the code and commented it out. Let me go and remove the comments. The code that I add to have all the labels appear in red, the style name equals label means the style will apply to all labels. Style attribute changes the text color to red. I save my changes. I reload the application and voila! I can see that the labels have turned red. The presentation styles have been successfully translated into inline styles, and we see the result in the application shown in the browser. The change took place immediately, and one reason why is that I started up my application server with the -- development flag. When you use this flag, you are asking the Genero application server to reload the user interface each time it is called. If this flag was not set, then the browser would likely have used a copy of the application stored in its cache, and the change would not have been immediately apparent. If you are making changes to the presentation styles and are not seeing the results in the application shown in the browser, try clearing the browser cache first and then call the application. When the GWC is handed Genero presentation styles for an application as part of its AUI tree, the GWC rendering engine uses the XSL file specified by the styleless snippet to translate these presentation styles into the inline styles within the HTML produced for the application. Let's look at the as.xcf file. Recall that the styleless snippet was one of the snippet set defined for a web application theme component. When you find the styleless snippet, it tells you which XSL file was used to do the translation to an inline style. In theory, if you wanted to change how a style was converted into inline CSS in your HTML, you could modify this XSL file. It would require knowledge of XSL and XSLT. Because the CSS created by the Genero presentation style is defined as an inline style, it takes precedence over any other CSS file that you may apply to your web application. We will revisit this fact when we talk about customizing with cascading style sheets, but in general terms, styles defined by presentation styles take precedence over styles defined in external cascading style sheets.